I had to ask the guru, my immigration czar, Joseph Patrick Murphy. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, is this credible and legitimate, this backlash that ICE is being too heavy-handed, sir?
I mean, I think it's a little bit true and a little bit manufactured. There's, you can cut 30-second clips out of anything, people screaming. We don't know, it's obviously you don't want to see that at all.
Right.
But a certain number of people are going to misbehave during police interactions, no matter what type of interaction it is. You've got a very sensitive and emotional issue, and there are people that have an interest in pouring fuel on that emotional fire, and they do it with social media. What you see on social media is what you see on TV. It's whatever people pay to show you. And there's people that have a vested interest in this. I mean, in a sense, even me, I don't want to see my clients deported, but I'm not making these nasty social media videos, but there are people that will do that.
And you had a client that ran from the feds, ran into the streets, right?
Yep.
And it was ugly and kind of scary, was it not?
It really was terrifying, particularly because these guys in the heat of the moment ran right into traffic. And I'm watching this from my car. Marty, I was sure somebody was going to get hit. I was sure I was going to see one of these guys, either the client who ran into traffic or the agents that followed him. That was right in 65. There's the cars, 18-wheelers. I was terrified I was going to watch one of these guys just get pasted right there. Luckily, no one was hurt, at least by traffic. But this is the kind of stuff. But this is a one-off. This is very rare. I mean, I've been doing this since before there was USCIS, back with the INS. I've never seen something like that before in my life. And I think that the perception of heavy-handedness is driving misbehavior on both sides. And I don't think it's helpful.
Well, to your point, my man, I've been at this a while. And these videos, these woke folks walk right up into the face of the agents and give them the finger or bump them or do something, to park their car in their way, something to provoke this incident. Do they not, sir? And they all want it on video. Do they not, sir?
There was one I recently saw where there was a group of people standing in front of what I presume was an ICE vehicle. And they're standing in front of the vehicle. The vehicle's got the lights on. The vehicle's honking its horn. The vehicle's obviously on a regular street. And they're standing right in front of the vehicle, like touching it. And the claim was that this guy hit them with the car. This is insane. They could have just walked away. They're putting themselves in the way of harm. Now that will ultimately, if you do it enough times, sooner or later, result in somebody getting horribly hurt. And that's where these kind of 30-second videos are coming from. They're looking for this stuff. There was one somebody sent me recently of an ICE official losing his temper. I think it was with a woman in immigration court. And for whatever reason, the guy did put his hands on the woman, and she ended up on the floor. The headline was ICE agent throws woman to the floor. I watched it. I'm an Irish. I came up through the Irish life experience. I've been in a few Donnybrooks myself. It looked an awful lot more like this woman either tripped or dumped herself, and how convenient that there were cameras ready to.
And by the way, this is a guy that represents these folks. So I would expect you to have the most objective, if not biased, view toward the woman. And that's why I love you, because you're so damn honest.
Well, I'm required to be biased toward my clients, and I am. God help you if you did something like that to one of my clients. The law would require me to do something very unpleasant to you. But that doesn't mean I don't have eyes, and the people who see this stuff do too. This is the same gaslighting that we've been put through now for quite a long time, because these people, they're seeing things that rational people don't see. Doesn't mean that I have to see them too.
So how many clients you had? Did you say you have 800 clients?
Yeah, it's probably 850, 900 right now. And we just had a talk about it the other day. We're nearing the structural limit of what we can do without more space, more lawyers, stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty efficient at getting through this stuff. There's some great new computer programs that can really make a law practice like mine much more efficient and streamlined. But there's still time that has to be spent with clients. There's still people that call at night scared, things like this that require time.
But my point is, though, of those, let's say 900 clients,
Yep.
Would you argue that ICE has been abusive to 5% of them?
No, we haven't.
Not one.
No.
No.
No. And in fact, the very few times where an ICE official deviated from what I expected would happen, I think I've discussed them with you. One was an act of extreme compassion for a guy who got cancer. They canceled his deportation check-in requirement and kind of let the guy go. There have been other incidents. I check in with a woman who was pregnant and they didn't bother keeping her, which is what I believe they were going to do that day. Stuff like that, that was, it's been my experience, at least with our local ICE office, more often than not. I suppose if I dressed up in some kind of strange costume and went over there and tried to drive my car on the sidewalk and argue with them, scream and yell, shoot off bullhorns, I might get a different response. But it's not the way I practice law. It's not the way I encourage my clients to behave.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, I wanted to mention something. You texted me and it kind of surprised me. You said it might have been worse during Obama.
Oh, yeah. Obama, at least so far, I believe President Trump does want to go out as having been more effective than Obama at deportations, but so far it's not even close. Obama had it going. The deportations were happening so fast. I couldn't make money practicing immigration. I had to go do credit card defense for a couple of years. It was that bad, or good depending upon your perspective. But it wasn't good for business. And that's also kind of telling. When it's happening too fast for there to be a civil process, it is by definition uncivil, and that's the fear. There has to be a mechanism for the people to decide what the limit on that is. I don't think it's country western songs.
I'm the same way. I'm with you. I think it's hype, man. I think it's contrived. I think the vast.
Yeah, you wonder what this guy. Yep, you wonder if somebody paid this guy to cut a single and we'll do this for you. There's activists all over, and they all want to game the system. And it's usually they're resolute in their belief that it requires dishonesty in various ways, and that includes fake videos or selectively edited videos or provoking your own abuse or these sorts of things. These are the hallmarks of some real serious mental pain, at least.
My man, thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
My pleasure, Marty. Thanks for having me on.
Always tells the truth.
Try to.
And if he's saying, when a guy has like 900 clients, he's not seeing a problem, that tells me one thing: ICE is doing it right. The vast, vast majority. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is